Greetings, my friends. Gather close, for today I share a story as old as time itself. In all my years of observing people and their ways, I've discovered something important. Intelligence isn't just about knowledge. It's about how we live, treat others, and learn from our mistakes. Yet, there are 6 clear signs that reveal when someone is acting foolish, or, as some might say, stupid. But before you dismiss this or take offense, understand why it matters. Recognizing these signs isn't about judging others. It's about looking inward, avoiding these traps ourselves, and guiding those who may not even see their own mistakes. Let's walk this road together, for wisdom begins with awareness. Each sign carries a lesson, a story, and a reflection of ourselves. Let's uncover them one by one. The first sign: a closed mind. A closed mind is a fortress built with fear, pride, and stubbornness. You've seen these people, haven't you? No matter how much proof is in front of them, they refuse to consider new ideas. They mistake stubbornness for confidence. But true confidence comes from knowing you don't know everything. I once met a man who was convinced the earth was flat. No amount of logic or evidence could change his mind. Why? Because admitting he was wrong felt like a personal defeat. A closed mind doesn't just reject ideas, it rejects growth. Imagine if inventors and pioneers thought this way. Without an open mind, progress would never happen. The wise embrace learning, even if it means admitting they were mistaken. Key takeaway: wisdom begins when we break down the walls in our minds. The second sign: constant blaming. Pointing fingers is easy. The foolish master the art of excuses. Nothing is ever their fault. Missed a deadline? The system is broken. Lost a friend? They were too sensitive. But deep down, we all know the truth. Let me tell you a story. A young man in my village dreamed of being a great artist. But every time he failed to finish a painting, he blamed his tools, the lighting, even the weather. Only when he took responsibility for his effort, or lack of it, did he truly improve. Owning his mistakes transformed his work and his relationships. People began to trust him, and in turn, he trusted himself. Blaming others is a shield that protects the foolish from self-reflection, but it's also a prison that prevents them from growing. Responsibility, though heavy, is what allows us to achieve greatness. Key takeaway: the wise own their mistakes. The foolish run from them. The third sign: arrogance over humility. Have you ever met someone who always has to be the smartest person in the room? That, my friends, is the third sign: arrogance. Arrogance is a mask for insecurity. A truly intelligent person listens more than they speak. As an old saying goes, an empty vessel makes the loudest noise. Think about that the next time you hear someone boasting endlessly about their achievements. Are they wise, or are they trying to prove something? I knew a scholar who argued with me for hours, desperate to prove he was right. He learned nothing. Years later, life humbled him, and he returned, admitting, "I should have listened more." Humility isn't about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. Arrogance shuts the door to learning, leaving the foolish alone even in a crowded room. Key takeaway: arrogance is loud. Wisdom is quiet. The fourth sign: lack of empathy. A foolish person cannot see beyond their own world. They struggle to understand others' feelings, and without empathy, they live a lonely existence. Empathy is the bridge that connects us. Without it, we are isolated, unable to truly connect. The foolish dismiss emotions as weakness. They mock, they belittle, they harm, sometimes without realizing it. My friend Anna was once deeply hurt by a colleague who ridiculed her struggles. Years later, that same colleague faced hardship, and came to her for support. She forgave him, but he admitted, "I never realized how cruel I was until I felt the pain myself." Empathy doesn't just make us kinder, it makes us stronger. It helps us navigate life with grace and understanding. Without it, we become blind to the needs of others and to our own humanity. Key takeaway: empathy is wisdom of the heart. A lack of it is a sign of foolishness. The fifth sign: fear of change. The comfort zone, a warm yet suffocating prison. The foolish fear change like a child fears the dark. They cling to what they know, even when it no longer serves them. But life, my friends, is like a river. It flows, bends, and changes. The wise accept this. The foolish resist, trying to hold water in their hands. You've heard the saying, haven't you? The only constant in life is change. I once knew a farmer who refused to adopt new methods. His fields produced less and less, but he stuck to his old ways. Only when his son introduced modern techniques did the farm thrive again. The old man finally admitted, "Change saved us." Beyond farming, this lesson applies to everything: relationships, careers, even our beliefs. Fear of change is fear of the unknown, but within the unknown lies growth and opportunity. Key takeaway: change brings growth. Resisting it leads to stagnation. The sixth sign: talking more than listening. Let me ask you this. Have you ever learned something new while talking? No, because wisdom comes from listening. But the foolish love the sound of their own voice. They interrupt. They dominate conversations. They rarely pause to hear others. I recall a merchant who lost many deals because he wouldn't stop talking long enough to understand his customers. Only when he learned to listen did his business flourish. He told me, "I learned more in a month of listening than in years of talking." Listening isn't passive, it's a choice to value other perspectives. In the silence of listening, understanding and wisdom take root. Talking without listening is like planting seeds in the wind. Nothing grows. Key takeaway: listening is learning. Talking without listening is ignorance in action. Conclusion: a journey toward wisdom. So there you have it, my friends, the 6 signs of foolishness. But let me leave you with this. We have all been foolish at times. I certainly have. What matters is not where we start, but where we choose to go. Wisdom isn't a destination. It's a journey. It's about recognizing these signs in ourselves and striving to grow. Each of these pitfalls, once overcome, becomes a stepping stone toward a life of meaning and purpose. As we part today, I challenge you to reflect. Which of these signs do you see in yourself? More importantly, what will you do about it? Remember, the path to wisdom is open to anyone willing to walk it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May your path be filled with growth, understanding, and the courage to embrace true wisdom.